is in Littleton to report for you tonight after a Denver7 investigation of the murder of a mother of two. She was a victim of a murder-suicide following a domestic violence call. Denver7's chief investigative reporter Tony Kovaleski is in Littleton tonight, where the police chief just updated City Council. Tony.
Well, Shannon, exactly. This was a police chief tonight that was willing to admit that the scrutiny that followed our investigations over the past several weeks actually made his department a better department. A police chief that told city leaders tonight that it's his job to find and fix the problems.
I had to answer some hard questions for the media.
Questions about how his police department handled a critical domestic violence call.
We had a very high-profile tragedy that occurred in January with a murder-suicide.
Chief Doug Stevens updated his city leaders on what has changed since his department became the focus of a Denver7 investigation.
Following the questions by the media, we took a really hard introspective look at how we do things in Littleton with our response to these types of calls.
Our reports exposed problems with how his officers handled the domestic violence call. Krista Benton's son calling for help.
My mom and her boyfriend got into a fight.
A call that 12 hours later turned into a murder-suicide. A mother of two teenage boys dead. Police say her boyfriend shot her and then turned the gun on himself.
As painful as the process has been to go through, it's never easy to go on camera and answer questions for the media. I've told Mr. Kovaleski that I think it's been a valuable experience for us because it does force us even again to look at what we're doing.
In the weeks following our investigation, Littleton's police chief has called for a thorough review. He's increased training and changed how his department reports on domestic violence calls.
Just got to step up and say, yep, maybe we didn't do that one right. And we're not going to do that again. We're going to minimize those frequency of those events and do everything we can to prevent that from occurring in the future.
Now, earlier in the day, Littleton's police chief confirmed to Denver7 that the officer that was the primary officer in the Krista Benton case is now under internal investigation for dropping the ball on a second domestic violence case. Questions that came to light after a Denver7 investigation. We'll have more in the days ahead. Reporting live in Littleton, Tony Kovaleski, Denver7 Investigates.